accent, everything, went to British schools. And I've always loved, just from living there, I just loved the history. My mother was from Europe, so we'd go to Europe every summer, and we'd go to her country, which was the old Yugoslavia, which is now Serbia, but we were there many times. And I really love the history all over Europe. It's just something I've just always loved. I like anything quaint. When I see this painting here of the British pub, seen a lot of stuff like that, thatched roofs, and yeah, just always loved architecture. So that's like the main vein throughout my art career, is recreating architecture. Currently I do a lot of street scenes and iconic buildings and commissions in Galveston. That's where I've kind of ended up more, so that's what I like to do. And anyway, when we came back to the United States, 1976, I started doing house portraits. That was my pretty much first job with art. I would get out there, sit on the front lawns. I was like 18 years old, 19. I was in art school at the time. And I just started selling portraits. I would sit there on people's front lawns. I remember being at my boyfriend's house and drawing his home. And neighbors would come around and say, oh, we'd like you to draw our house. So it was kind of a word of mouth thing, and it kind of blew up for a couple years. That's what I did while I was working full time. And my first jobs out of art school were working with, they were always creative or creative type jobs. I worked for newspapers, I worked for magazines, and I also designed woven labels for a labels company. And a little bit more boring, I did business forms too. Anything that was freelance at that time, I would be working as an artist. I always wanted to work as an artist. I always wanted to have that flow throughout my life. And I have taken other jobs, and I will go over that in my slideshow, because I have worked for Home Depot, where I ended up doing murals for Home Depot. Wasn't hired to do murals, but it turned into an art job. So many of the things I've done, I've taken other jobs on the side for the insurance and whatnot. I would end up doing art. And anyway, after New Jersey, 1984, I moved to Texas for 1 year, and I remember doing freelance type work, going to magazines, newspapers, advertising, and I was a freelance artist that year. And